Yeah, there's my starting music. Okay, so we're live streaming and we're going to just watch this DVR. Oops. This DVR. We'll start with this one. Yeah, we're here. Okay, so we'll just start playing it and we're going to mute the desktop audio for now. So this is I'm sitting out here in the field with my friend Andy, and we are going to, well, he's watching and I'm going to pilot, barely, this FliteTest Explorer. This is the same FliteTest Explorer basically that I've been rebuilt just this week. Okay, so here's the auto launch. It's a nice auto launch, I think. Okay, let's turn the mute sound down. You can hear it launching. I'll turn it up a little bit. Oh, I see. It's got to be unmuted. There you go. Maybe you can hear the motors. That was a good auto launch. This is the twin motor Explorer, and so it has no pusher motor. It's got twin motors on the wings, and we're going to turn this down now. I don't know if it's even coming through at all. We'll see. We'll see what it sounds like on the live stream after I watch it. But, oh, we haven't switched. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm so stupid. We're going to go back. Here we are. Here we are at the field. Sorry, folks. Here we are at the field with my friend Andy. December 2019 or January 2020, pre-pandemic. It's a cold day. You can see the wind is blowing. It's pretty windy. It's probably 20 miles an hour, or 12 miles an hour, I should say. Here's the auto launch. I'll turn up the desktop a little bit. So it auto launches for what, about 5? It should have been set for, I hit the sticks is what happened there. Okay, so now I'm flying in horizon mode, and I will turn down the webcam mic here too. Okay, so there's not an echo. Okay, we'll just have one mic active. Desktop audio. I'm learning this OBS Studio software too. I don't know. I hope that the music or the sound of the motors isn't too loud, but that you can still hear it. So we're in hold mode, and this thing doesn't really hold all that well, but let's watch it hold and see what it does. So I don't know if iNav tries to use rudder, but if it does, it's going to be a problem if it uses ailerons and rudder to try to make a coordinated turn, because there's differential thrust on this, and there's no way currently for me to turn it off. It hasn't been programmed in. So I would just say that it's not good to use differential thrust and roll at the same time. Differential thrust, you can turn it like a car, kind of, and you'll see that later in this flight, I think. I'm pretty sure. This flight consists of it's from my Fat Shark DVR, so very low quality, but it gives you an idea of what it's like to be behind the goggles of a giant 2+ kilogram, so over 4.5, 5-pound foam board and carbon fiber 3D printed RC airplane with an autopilot. So there was a nice rudder turn that had differential thrust. This only has a 2.4 gigahertz receiver, and never mind the RSSI you see there, because it's not hooked up right, and I need to turn that off in the OSD. So it's a kind of not sunny day, but not cloudy. As you can see, it's kind of, the skies are, there's like a thin layer of frozen crystal-like clouds. There's a rudder turn. See how quick it turns? That's pretty cool. Differential thrust is really cool. So let's see. Let's take an overview of what's on the screen. What's on the screen? The flashing thing and the annoying flashing thing in the upper right, that's the RSSI, and it should be ignored. The very top center right is the voltage, average cell voltage, which I like instead of the total voltage. That way I know. I just tell myself, no matter what kind of battery I'm using, I want to land at 3.5 volts. I want to be landing or have just landed when it's 3.5 volts. There's a nice little slow rudder turn with differential thrust. So next to that, to the center, top center left, is the total voltage of the battery. This is a 4-cell battery, of course. Below those two voltage readings is the direction home, and watch, you can see it for a second. I think maybe, no, it never does, but sometimes if you fly right over your home point, it'll flash the home symbol right there too. So that's the direction home. Then up in the upper left, where it says 68 right now, that is the throttle percentage. Then below that is the current draw at the moment that you view it. And below that is the total milliamps drawn out of the battery, like how much gas you've used. Below that is the GPS ground speed in kilometers per hour. And below that is the GPS signal strength, I guess you'd say, the HDOP. I think you want that to be 1. Do I know? I don't know. The lower the better, but 1 or below. 19 satellites, I'd say that's pretty good. That's what's below there. And then in the middle bottom is horizon mode, and I'm kind of, I don't know if I had the mode set up right on this flight, but I kind of wish I would be flying around in air mode a little bit, but I'm not. And so, okay, so to continue around, on the lower right corner, that's the fly time. I've been flying, I love those differential thrust flat rudder turns. They're so much fun. 5:43. Oh, hey, we have Timeless Truce here. Hey, Timeless Truce. Cheers. I'm paying attention to the chat today. So, anyway, glad you're back. This is going to be short because I'm going to watch TV with my girlfriend as soon as we're done with this flight. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Flying minutes in the lower right, and then above that is altitude in meters. I wish the US would go to the metric system, by the way. But anyway, altitude in meters. And then the distance from home above that in meters. And then you can see I'm going right over where I sat, where I was sitting just now. So here we're doing a speed run. And I don't know, did we get to 100 kilometers per hour? I wasn't watching. But that's the wind is coming from the direction we're pointing. So you can see how we've slowed down. But we're still almost full tilt, 90% throttle, and we're quite slower going this direction. Oh, you just watched my CG video. Cool. Well, I need to make a thing to fit in the nose for the CG. And I have to say that this flight here that we're watching here the CG is probably a bit tail heavy. And even though it's a bit tail heavy, it seems to fly okay. iNav seems to, I mean, I'm not pulling back on the stick in horizon mode all the time, I don't think. I can't remember. I just was going through all my DVR things and I thought, well, maybe we should watch an Explorer thing, since I just did this CG video that you're referring to and a couple others on the new version of this Explorer. You can see the kind of hump down here. This is not there on the new one because this is on top of that 40 millimeters that got cut off the top.